Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. It again a video on Dasha system. This time on Tara Dasha. Tara Dasha is a very powerful Dasha because you can call it, put it as a super class in a way. It's a parent set of which the Vimshottari is only a subset we can call. So it is the parent set, a universal set, it's an encompassing set, whatever synonym you put, it is the major set of which the Vimshottari becomes a part. So that way there has been an excellent video on this by PVR Narasimha long years back. So that Dasha system we are bringing it in Excel now. So the idea here is Tara Dasha is based upon the strongest Graha that is in Kendra. The Kendras, as you know, as the one, this the first leg, the fourth, the 7 and the 10. So the 4 Kendras of a horoscope gives the power to the horoscope. More the planets in Kendras, the stronger the horoscope itself is. Of course, benefics in Kendras are extremely good. Malefics in Kendras slightly weaken the horoscope in terms of maybe health or some things, but still malefics become very strong when placed in Kendras. So the power of the horoscope in Kendras brings this Dasha system into work because the Tara Dasha is based upon not only, see for instance, Vimshottari is based upon Surya being the Nakshatra Lord of Kritika. Suppose you, instead of Surya being the Nakshatra Lord, if you map Kritika to some other Graha, then we get different Tara Dashas. So maybe an idea here is, see we know the Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika are the stars, and normally we start with Ketu as Ashwini Lord, Venus as Bharani Lord, and Surya as the Kritika Lord. So in fact, in Vedic times, the starting point was from Surya itself. The Kritika was the starting nakshatra. And in case you map instead of Surya, moon to Kritika, then you get another Tara Dasha. So this Vimshottari Dasha is only a part of Tara Dasha, where Surya happens to be the Lord of Kritika. If moon happens to be the Lord of Kritika, then the sequence is the same, but Ashwini would be ruled by Venus. So you just basically shift this moon to this place. So shift the entire lot. So you can have Tara Dasa with Mars being the Lord of Kritika, with Rahu being the Lord of Kritika, Jupiter being the Lord of Kritika, whatever. So now we understand that Vimshottari, where Sun is the Lord of Kritika, is one set of only one part of the Tara Dasha itself. So here we have worked out, if you identify in a chart the strongest planet in Kendra, and then choose that. So suppose if you choose moon here, then you work out the Tara Dasha based upon moon being the Lord of Kritika Nakshatra. I will tell you how it works out. It is just similar to Vimshottari. If you want Vimshottari, just to choose Surya here, that's all. Surya is the strongest planet, if Surya happens to be the Lord of Kritika, if you choose that, it becomes the Vimshottari Dasha. So Vimshottari, Tara Dasha, Sarpa. You can do it in Tara Dasha specifically, is not there in Jagannathavara. But in Jagannathavara, the way to go about doing it is, under Vimshottari, you have the option of what is the, which nakshatra that Sun rule. It does not tell you who is the Lord of Kritika to be considered, but it tells you which nakshatra Sun rules. For that, you'll have to maybe look into this workspace. Sun rules Kritika in Vimshottari Dasha. If moon were to be the Lord, then Sun rules Bharani. If Mars were to be the Lord, then Sun rules Ashwini. If Jupiter were to be the Lord, then Sun rules Uttarabhadra. That way. So of course, this marked Sun ruling stars are given here. So you can choose in Jagannathavara that option where if you choose Bharani, that means moon is the strongest planet in Kendra. I'll explain it to you in a chart that I have taken up. So this Excel calc is erected. The idea here is just like Vimshottari, you get the birth time, from that the nakshatra, Janma nakshatra, what is the starting degree of the Janma Nakshatra, what is the actual degree of the Janma Nakshatra at birth that has passed. So what is the Garbha degree that has passed in the star? What is the Garbha fraction? And here, instead of the Vimshottari Dasha Janma star, there could be any Janma star here. This is the difference here. The Dasa years for the Janma star. Here I have chosen Sun, but let me choose Moon here, suppose. Then it is this lady. This is Indira Gandhi's chart. Indira Gandhi was born when Moon was in Shravana Nakshatra, I think. Let me check here as well for you. Moon is in Uttarashada Nakshatra because Surya domination for her. Uttarashada doesn't start here if I choose Moon because Uttarashada is just 6 years. So if you choose Sun here, then it becomes 6 years at the Janma star Dasa years. If you choose another planet which is strong in the horoscope, we have to first identify the strongest planet in the chart. For that, of course, you will have to see which are in the Kendras. Here, Moon is in Kendra, Saturn is in Kendra. So the contenders are only Moon and Saturn here. Between Moon and Saturn, Saturn, of course, is strongest in the 7th house. In Lagna, it is not that strong compared to being in the 7th house. Moon is okay, it's not that strong also in the 7th house, but somewhat not as bad as Saturn, I would think. Anyway, you can check your, in terms of aspect table also, you can check. In our chart, Sun is in Adi Mitra Rasi. Of course, we are not kind of bothered about Sun, we are bothered about Moon. Moon is in a Shatrusthana, and Saturn is an Adi Shatrushana. So Saturn loses some of its powers. And you can also check maybe the strength of the Kalabala, Digbala and all that. Digbala, especially the directional strength that the planets get. Here we are contenders are Moon. Moon has 37.3, which is quite good, whereas Saturn gets only 1.9. So I would think Moon is stronger for her in Kendra, and therefore I would choose Moon here, not Saturn. So once let us identify different events in her life when things happen for her. Her marriage took place on the 26th of March 1942. So that's what I have chosen here, 1942 March. Some 26th would be coming here. 26 she got married in Rahu Dasa, Venus Bhukti, Mercury Antara and Venus Sukshma. So if you see here, Rahu Dasa, why did it give marriage? Both are in the 6th house, Venus and Rahu. Maybe Bhava wise you can, I have not split the Bhava here, you can maybe go to the Bhava and check here if Rahu Venus makes sense. They are in the 5th Bhava here according to whatever the Bhava system that is already in default there. But anyway, Rahu, Venus, we don't think, just because Venus is associated with Rahu, Rahu gets the power of Venus and to get her married. And this is fairly explaining that a marriage took place with, in a way, with Feroz Gandhi, different sect or whatever you can call it. The effect of Rahu is brought in there. The effect of 6th house is brought in there. So those are fairly explainable, I would think, compared to, suppose if it were, say, if you take Surya, then you get Vimshottari Dasha here. In Vimshottari Dasha, this will automatically recalculate for you. And for the same date of marriage, 26/3, we get for 26/3, she get Rahu Dasa Saturn. So Saturn also can get her married because Saturn is the 7th lord in Lagna very strongly. So Vimshottari also explains the marriage. So Moon is in the 7th house itself. So Vimshottari fairly explains the marriage. And so does, I would think, Tara Dasha. Because the Tara Dasha brings in the effect of Venus, which is the, and why Mercury here you might question. Mercury, of course, is the is in the 5th house of romance and all that. He is the 12th lord of bed pleasure. So you can interpret these things in multiple ways. I'm just giving you the method to calculate the Tara Dasha. Yeah. And is this coming out correct as per Jagannatha Hora? We can maybe go to Jagannatha Hora, go to Dasha system. In Jagannatha Hora, as I told you, you have to properly choose. If it is Moon, you have to choose Bharani, because if it is Moon, as I already told you, you just go by this. If it is moon, you choose Burni there. I just copied it from PVRG's presentation there. So once you choose Burni, you get this, and let us calculate the event. I have put March 26th year 1942, and what do you get here? You get Rahu Dasa, Venus Bhukti, Mercury Antara, Venus Sukshma, which is what I also get here in this sheet on the 26th of March. Rahu, Venus, Mercury, Venus. So Rahu, Venus, Mercury, Venus. Rahu, Venus, Mercury, Venus. So it works out correctly. So it also explains the marriage. Let us get to when she became a prime minister the first time. 24th June 1966. So let me put, I have erected this for 1 year each day. 1966, it was in June. Let me start with June, whatever. Just added one day to the previous day. So one has to give an input here. And if you see here, 24th June, she was running Saturn Dasa, Mercury Bhukti, Moon Antara, and Ketu Sukshma. So Saturn Dasha, Saturn is a very powerful lord in Lagna. So Saturn, especially in Karkataka, gives a lot of power. So that explains that. Why, see, 24th June, Saturn, of course, is explainable. Why Mercury, Moon, of course, also explainable. Lagna Lord in a Kendra powerfully. Why Mercury and Ketu gives her power. Mercury is in the house of fifth. Fifth is the house of power also. And especially with Surya. So with Buddha Aditya Yoga, it's quite strong. The fifth Lord is aspecting it strongly as well. Of course, Ketu, you might not think why it should give power. You'll have to interpret it in your own ways, or going deeper into what nakshatra it is and all that. Let us check if it also matches here. I'll put the same date when 24th of she became in June 1966. I'll leave it. So Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Ketu exactly comes it what we are getting also here. Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Ketu. So that works out correctly for our PM. And then she declared emergency. She went out of power. She got back to power in 1980, and she died on the 31st October 1984. Maybe one thing I will do just for 84 alone. 84, 31, 10. So let me for 10 October. Then it adds 1 day for each. And 31st October 1984, she was running Mercury, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter. So in Tara Dasha. So let me also locate it for you here. 31st October 1984. 1984. Saturn, Venus, Venus, Jupiter. So Saturn, Venus. 31st October 1984. Yeah, let me see. No, Mercury, Venus, Venus, Jupiter. Sorry, Mercury, Venus, Venus, Jupiter. So 31st October, Mercury, Venus, Venus, Jupiter. If you see, all these are associated with the 12th house. Mercury is the 12th Lord. Venus is aspecting the 12th house, a Badakadipati. Very strongly Venus, and Jupiter, of course, is well placed, but he is in Badakasthana. So maybe you'll have to interpret in multiple other ways also possible. But interpretation I'm not getting into. I just wanted to give you an Excel framework for Tara Dasha, which you can conveniently use. What I have done here is for 1 year I have pulled the data. If you want to pull it for more number of years, just pull the rows further, and otherwise use it to find out. You will have to give the inputs here. I choose the Ainams also there. Get to the Tara Dasha, just pull which name you are interested in, and then you also have to give the strongest planet in Kendra, and you have to give the date of interest. Then you get the Tara Dasha. that is running for you, and you'll have to interpret it for your own self. Yeah, hopefully this is a useful Excel for you. I will put the downloadable link. Give me comments, and if there are any bugs, let me know. We can correct it as we go forward. Thank you very much.